had a dream last night that I remember too well, and it starts out with me being in a school, and I was getting lost in the school, and for some reason, I remember there were two people. There were two older men who were following me in the school, but I wasn't afraid of them because they looked my age and they were helping me find my way in the school. And they kept following me, and as I walked around, it started to look like a maze, honestly. Like, this school isn't like a normal school. And as I walked into one of the rooms, it looked like the hospital area. It was weird. Like, I went in and there were a bunch of people getting pretty much medical stuff being done to them. And it was in a waiting room too, so it was weird. Cause like as I walked in, there was a person sitting down, and like the nurse had a needle in her hand and something. And as he was sitting in the chair just waiting, and I was like, what the heck? This is a waiting room, isn't it? Like, is it not? But it was super cold in there. The creepy part is, like, people looked like nervous to be in there. Like, some of them looked like they knew they were supposed to be in there, like it was their time or something. I don't know, it was weird. And I was like, what the heck kind of place is this? This place is scaring me. Like, am I gonna, like, is this gonna be like my last breath or something? And when I was in the room, I started freaking out and saying I didn't want to be in there. The next thing I know, I wasn't even in the room anymore, and I was in a whole nother place. I was in a house with some people. And it was weird because there was a bunch of random people just started eating food, and so like there were plates on the floor with food on them, and there were just people like grabbing these plates and going crazy over these plates like it was their last meal. These people was acting like animalistic, honestly, when it came to the food. Like, they're just, the way they were eating the food too was kind of like degrading. Like, they were eating it like they were literally like on their hands and knees, not even using their hands. They were just picking it up with their mouth like they were an animal. And I was like, what the heck is this place? What the heck? How did I even get here? And the next thing I know, like, some people walked in and they told like the other people to stop eating off the floor, and they see me, and then they moved a whole table in, and then they like set the chairs and everything. They placed the food on the table. Everything looked good, and then I sat down with these people, and I started eating as well, and I was just like, okay, this is weird, but whatever. And some lady walks up to me as I'm trying to eat my steak, and then she says my name, and then says, do you know how much salt they put on this? She asked me if she could have a piece of my steak. So she asked me if she could have a bite of my food, and I'm like, yeah, you could have a bite, because nobody else said yes to her. And she took a big bite, pretty much finished the whole rest of the steak. I didn't really see much about it in the dream, and then she asked me, do you know how much salt they put on this? But she said it in such a mean way. She was like she seemed like she was trying to be mean. And then I was like, no, but if I did, I would tell you, because I didn't make it. And then she just walked away after that. And then another lady walked up to me as I was eating dessert, and she asked me something weird. She was like, do you want some ketchup on that? And I was like, no, because it was literally marshmallows, and I was like, who the heck wants freaking ketchup on their marshmallows? It was weird. And it was also like an orange. I'm like, that's weird. So as I was sitting there eating, and all these people were asking me weird questions, the next thing I know is that I got stabbed, and it was weird because I didn't even feel anything. And another weird thing is that I didn't even taste what I was eating. Like I couldn't taste anything, and the whole thing was creepy. But the person who stabbed me was the same woman that asked me about the food, and and then she whispered something creepy in my ear, and she said, "We're hungry. Could you enjoy your food?" And I was like, "What?" And the next thing I know, somebody started biting my shoulder, and then I passed out, and that was the end of my dream.